There we go. Okay, I think I've got all the screens set up. So welcome everyone. We're at week 7 of our 10-week series for the spring chair yoga. And this week we're dealing with the Niyama called Santosha. And Santosha loosely translates as contentment. I'm going to read what my teacher Nichelle Joy DeVee says about it. She says, when at peace and content with oneself and others, supreme joy is celebrated. So in a time when, if you look at the news, except for maybe the Queen's Jubilee this past week, I loved her tea party with the Paddington Bear, but so much of the news is not content. So it's good to put our attention a little bit on contentment. And since contentment, like many of these principles, is unique to each individual, I thought we would end the class with each of us dancing to our own version of Happy by Pharrell Williams. I mean, that's just such a great song, and I enjoy watching people do their own movements to it. So the mudra that represents this niyama, is called Chaturmukham, which is the gesture of the 4 faces for cultivating contentment. Now, don't ask me what the 4 faces are. I tried to find it. I think it loosely translates as the 4 directions, but to be honest, I'm not certain about that. So it is meant to help us find that place of contentment and to be able to remain centered and at peace within our own being, no matter what is happening in our surroundings. It cultivates a sense of calm and ease at all times in all situations. The gesture, which looks like this, you're going to bring all of your fingers together at the tips and make a little bit of a curve, and then the thumbs are up. So it's like you're holding a globe. And then you're going to bring your hands down, maybe resting the wrists on the area of the belly. So it looks like that. And the mudra is meant to direct the breath, awareness, and energy along the front of the body and instill a sense of optimism and positive attitude, which obviously goes with contentment. So we're going to do it's a very short meditation compared to some of the others. We're going to hold our contentment mudra, if you will, thumbs are up and back down. And as you hold this mudra, I invite you to gently close your eyes, taking several natural breaths to attune to all the feelings and sensations awakened by the gesture. Notice how your breath flows easily along the front of your body, like a gentle wave of contentment that naturally bathes your entire being. Begin by taking several breaths to sense your wave of contentment bathing your physical body, naturally allowing all tension to be released from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet. Sensing greater ease within your physical being, your wave of contentment naturally infuses your thoughts and feelings. Take several breaths to sense all stress and worry being gradually released, allowing you to experience greater emotional balance at all moments along your journey. As your body and mind become calm and serene, waves of contentment support the release of any limiting beliefs that keep you from living joyfully. Take several breaths to sense waves of contentment, clarifying your waves of seeing, allowing you to live with greater simplicity and harmony. As contentment infuses your body, mind, and beliefs, take several breaths to rest in the equanimity of your essential being, calm and serene, no matter what storms may be present on the surface of life's sea. Slowly release the gesture when you feel ready, taking several breaths to rest in complete contentment. When you are ready, open your eyes, returning slowly and gently, experiencing greater contentment in all of your activities. Now, just before we go into our movement, I was reflecting on this principle of contentment. And I'm somebody that I think I've only recognized this sense of contentment in later years. I was typically a high reaction person. And it was in one of the jobs that I had where I witnessed another woman at work who it didn't seem to matter what was going on. She would just sit there with this little subtle smile on her face. And I would think, how can she do that? This place is crazy. Everybody's going at each other's throat, and she just sat there. And it dawned on me as I was preparing this class that she was living in that sense of contentment. So I think the beautiful thing that yoga teaches us is life can be difficult and it doesn't change. But how you react to it and how you hold it inside is where you get that sense of stress relief, and in this case, contentment. So I just wanted to point that out because I think it's subtle. And if you're someone like myself who reacted to environment and people and what was going on, whether it was the news or anything else, sometimes finding that contentment takes a lot of practice. But trust me, once you do, it's very much worth it. So I'm going to go back to the back here and welcome those that joined while we were in our meditation practice. Our focus this week is on contentment. So let's just take a moment to just kind of ground with our feet on the ground, noticing our ankles, knees, and hips are roughly in alignment. We're feeling comfortable in our chair. We're going to take those shoulders up, back, and down. And maybe just pause before settling into grounding our feet, feeling that sense of contentment. For me, I feel it generally in the area of the heart, the front of the body. And just take a few breaths in and out. And then let's just come up on the toes and then back on the heels, lifting the toes. Up on the toes, back on the heels, lifting the toes. Up on the toes, back on the heels, up on the toes, back on the heels, up on the toes, and back on the heels. And then let's take both feet coming up on the toes, and then let's just allow the outer edges of the foot to touch the ground. So we're making an outline of our foot. We're just making a gentle touching of the outer edges of the foot, the heel, and then the inner arches. So we're making little circles, if you will, with the upper part of our legs, and we're connecting the feet to the floor. And then we're going to pause, and now we're going to start at the baby toe coming across to the big toe, going to the inner edge of the foot, and then circling around again. So again, just an opposite movement from the way we started. And as you do this, see if you can hold that contentment in the area of the heart as you're moving the lower extremities. And then pause. Let's just gently march it out. Then pause the marching. Let's extend the foot along the floor and then lift the toes. And then bring the foot back in as you put the foot back on the floor. Taking it on the other side, lifting the toes, dropping the toes, drawing it back in. And again, taking it forward, lift, drop, bring it in, take it forward, lift, drop, bring it in. Once more on each side, lift, drop, bring it in, and lift, drop, bring it in. So now we're going to direct our attention to the neck. As we inhale, we're going to inhale the arms up, gazing up towards the ceiling, maybe a little arch in the back. On the exhale, the chin drops towards the chest as the arms come back behind us. Inhaling up. And exhale, dropping the chin towards the chest. Inhale up. Exhale, release the chin towards the chest. And then two more at your pace, pairing your movement with your breath. And whenever you complete the round of 2, just allow the arms to drop down by the side and the head is back at center. Now we're going to take it so that the head turns to the left and the right arm comes up. That's the inhale. On the exhale, the arm comes down and the head comes back to center. Inhaling again, head to the right, left arm up. And again, we're going to do this 5 times. So count it out to yourself, taking it at your pace, feeling whatever speed and breath is most comfortable for you. And try to tune that breath in, even though you're breathing to the movement. See if you can find that place of contentment. And then whenever you complete the round of 5, just return the arms to the side, head comes back to center. Now we're going to drop the right ear towards the right shoulder. If you want to extend that left arm out, feel free to do so. And then bring it back to center and taking it to the other side. Coming back to center, and again, 4 more times at your pace. And whenever you complete that round of movement, just bring the head back to center, allow the hands to rest on the lap. And we're going to take one more neck movement. We're going to drop the chin towards the chest, and keeping the chin lowered, we're going to turn our head so that the chin is coming towards that right shoulder. Just feel that twist. It's a very different twist than what we've done so far. And then on the exhale, we're bringing the chin back to center and then bringing the chin over to the left shoulder. Then coming back to center and over to the right, back to center, over to the left, and then again, bring it back to center and 3 more times on each side. Your movement with your breath at your pace. And then with the head back at center, once again tuning into our feet, bringing the palms to the heart center. We're going to inhale the arms up and overhead, palms together at the top, and exhale coming down. Inhale coming up, exhale coming down. Inhaling up, exhale coming down. 2 more. Inhale up and exhale down. And last one. Inhale up and exhale down. Now let's flip that. So we're turning the fingers down, back of the palms are together. We're coming up the center, inhaling and exhaling down. Back of the hands together, inhale up and exhale down. Once again, inhaling up, exhale down. 2 more. Inhale up, exhale down, and last one, inhale up and exhale down. Let's bring the palms in front and then just allow the fingers to touch the shoulders, and then release the hands back to the starting position. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, exhale down. Now holding our tray position, we might as well go into imagining that we've got that cup or glass in front of us. We don't want to spill the liquid. So we're going to inhale the arms up and overhead, keeping the palms flat, fingers come towards together at the top. And then we're coming back down, Inhaling in towards the torso and back behind us. Again, pair the breath with your movement however it seems natural to you. Fingers together at the top and then coming back down. Fingers point in towards the torso and back behind us. Then coming up again to the starting position overhead. Noticing where the movement is felt in the body. And then whenever you've completed 3 rounds, just return your palms back to the center. And then you can feel free to get rid of that beverage, shaking out the upper body. And then we're going to bring those fingertips to the shoulders again, and we're going to circle, bringing the elbows forward and back. Maybe there's some snap, crackle, and pop as you do this, and then take it back in the opposite direction. Then we're going to open the elbows wide and then bring them together with some elbow kisses. So gentle movements, bringing the elbows together and apart. And notice that as the elbows come together, the shoulder blades are apart. As the elbows go apart, the shoulder blades come together. And then coming back to neutral, we're going to take one shoulder, so we're doing like a figure 8 movement with those shoulders. And then we're going to take it backwards. A little bit more thought goes into that one. And then release the hands down. Bring the shoulders up towards the ear with an inhale, and then exhale. Release it down. We're going to do 2 more. And inhale. And then shake it all out. Let's bring the hands up into cactus. And we're going to bring the forearms and palms together and then apart. Forearms and palms together and apart. Together and apart. Palms are facing forward. And now we're just going to bend from the elbows, allowing the hands to point down. Fingers point up and down. Up and down, up and down, up and down, and one more, up and down, and shake it out. Let's do our finger stretches. So we're going to just stretch each of the digits of the fingers. And then we're going to stretch all of the fingers and stretch the wrist as well. And then coming over to the other side, stretching each of the fingers. And then all of the fingers, which allows the wrist to stretch as well. Now we're going to articulate each of the joints in each finger. So we're going to start with the index finger. We're going to bend the first joint, then the second, and then we're bringing that index finger in towards the thumb. And then we're coming back out. I'm going to bring my fans a little bit closer so maybe you can see. So we take the first joint, second joint, and back in, and then gradually bring it back out. We're going to do that with each finger. Maybe you can isolate the fingers, maybe others come along. Now we're going to focus on the middle finger. First joint, second joint, and in, and then coming back up. And then ring finger. Whoa, that one doesn't want to play. And then coming back up. And then the pinky. And back up. And then the thumb. And over towards the pinky when it comes to its full length. And then shake it out. Playing the piano. And then conduct the orchestra. And then we're going to pause the movement of the hand. We're getting closer to summer, so I thought we'd do some of our swimming lessons. So we're going to start with the breaststroke. So that's or not the breaststroke, excuse me, the crawl. That's just taking one arm and then the other. And if you want to involve the legs, you can kick like you're swimming in a pool. If that feels awkward, you can leave your feet without movement. And then after we've taken the crawl, we're going to take the backstroke. So we're going to take the arm back behind us. Again, maybe kicking the legs if that feels good. And then we're going to pause. And now we're going to do the breaststroke. So the leg motion is, for the breaststroke, is just the bottom, the knees are together and it's just the bottom legs that are coming out in a little circle. Again, if that feels awkward, just leave your feet on the floor. The movement is the arms are coming forward and then we're bringing the water back behind us. So just play with that. If you think you can do the legs, great. If not, no worries. And notice how that feels in both the front of the body and the back of the body. I'm getting a lot of snap, crackle, pop. And then we're going to pause. And then the last one is the butterfly. And I think the butterfly is both legs together in a kick. And then the arms are coming up and overhead. So it's like your wings. That one's hard. And then pause our swimming movements. Let's march that out a little bit. So now that we've gone swimming, let's do some of our fruit picking. So we're going to reach across, grab the piece of fruit, maybe bite it, drop it in the bucket. Take it on the other side, reach across, bring it across and drop. Taking it again, reaching across and drop. Reach across and drop. Again, reaching across and drop. And reach across and drop. And once more on each side, reaching across and dropping. And reach across and drop. Okay, now we're going to go out in the field and shoot our bow and arrow with our archer pose. So finding a comfortable seat, making sure that you're well supported. Press both hands out to either side. Take that right hand into an arrow. And if you want to do this standing and you want to change your feet movement, whichever side is the arrow, that front foot is extended long. So your choice. Make a fist. And then bring the left hand over to the right shoulder and draw the bow back. And breathe. Pressing both hands out again. We're going to switch the movement of the feet if you're standing. Left hand is now the arrow. Right hand makes a fist and we're coming across to the left shoulder as we draw the bow back. Remembering to breathe. And then pressing out to either side, shift the feet. Right foot is forward and right arm is the arrow. Left arm is in a fist and we're going to draw the bow back. The gaze is over the thumb that's pointing towards the ceiling. Then we're going to press both sides, switching the feet again. Left hand is the arrow, right hand is the fist coming across, drawing that bow back, and breathing. And then once again, press both hands out to either side, draw the feet in about hip distance apart. We're going to cross the left arm across and gently hug that arm in, feeling the stretch in the shoulder behind it. And then once again, pressing out to either side of the room, bringing the right arm across, left arm underneath, and stretching that out. Remembering to breathe. And then we're going to release the hands back down. Let's just pause a moment before we go into our tricep movement. So find that place of contentment inside. Take a few breaths. Then we're going to release the left hand down by the side. The right hand is going to come to the right shoulder blade. Maybe help that elbow up a little bit. Left hand to right elbow. And then we're exhaling over to the left. Feel that stretch. And then inhale back up. Exhaling over. Inhale up. Exhale over. Inhale up. Release the left hand down by the side and then the right hand. And now the left hand is coming to the shoulder blade. Maybe you need a little bit of help with that elbow, and then bring the right hand on top of the left elbow and exhale over to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhaling over. Inhale back to center, and one more. Exhale over and inhale back to center. Let's release the hands down. Let's bring the hands in front of us, taking a full body stretch. And then exhale, release the hands down. We're going to do our bicep curls. We're going to do both hands at once. So fingers are spread wide, and we're going to make a fist, bringing the fist up to the shoulders and then back down. So imagine you're lifting weights as you do this. And then exhale down, releasing. Inhaling up. And exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. And inhale up. Exhale down. Shake it all out. We're going to do some twisting movements now. You can do the twisting movements standing if you like. It doesn't have to be in the chair. I'm going to be instructing from a seated position, but if you're standing, all you're going to want to do is you're going to shift from the hips and then bring the shoulder around after you've brought the hips around, and then the head looks over the shoulders. Again, we want to do this very gently, being mindful of the spine. If you're doing this seated, we're going to bring that right hip forward a little bit. We're going to inhale the arms up. On the exhale, the left hand comes to the right knee, and the right hand is coming back behind us. Maybe it's just to the hip. It depends on where the twist is for your body. And if it feels okay, you're going to turn the head as though you're gazing over the shoulder, like you're backing out your car from the driveway. Breathe into the twist. And then inhale, both arms up. As we get to center, we're going to center out our hips, but we're going to now bring the left hip back, and then the right hand comes to the left hip, and the left hand comes behind. And breathe. We're going to do it once more on each side. Inhale, both arms up. Hips come to neutral. Now we're going to shift that right hip back as the left hand comes to the right knee and the right hand comes back behind us. Notice the sensation in the twist. Inhale, both arms up. Hips come to even. Now the left hip is shifting back, and we're bringing the right hand to the left knee as the left hand comes behind us. And just notice whether your twist may be a little bit deeper on one side versus the other. Take a few breaths, and then inhale the arms up. Hands come out in front of us. Let's even up those hips, and then let's take a full body stretch. And then exhale, releasing it back down. Now we're going to scooch forward for our back bend. Again, if you're doing this standing, all you're going to do is bring your hands behind you and lift the sternum. So inhale the arms forward. Exhale, coming back on the seat or behind you. Lift the chest, draw the shoulder blades together. Lifting the head if that's comfortable or keeping the chin in neutral, your choice. Breathing fully and deeply. And then exhale, let's release those shoulders, bringing the palms back to the heart center. We're going to do 4 more of these. Inhale the arms forward. Exhale, coming back behind us. Inhale, lifting the chest, drawing those shoulder blades together. Breathe fully and deeply. And then exhale, let's release the shoulders, bringing the palms back to the heart center. 3 more to go. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, coming back behind us. Inhale, lift the chest, draw the shoulder blades together. Breathe. And then exhale, let's release the shoulders, bringing the palms together at the heart center. Here we go again. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, coming back behind us. Inhale, lift. Draw those shoulder blades together, a nice little arch in the back of the body. And breathe. And then exhale, let's release the shoulders. We're going to take 1 more of these. Pause and breathe. And then inhale, coming forward. Exhale, coming back behind us. Inhale, lift the chest, draw the shoulder blades together. Breathe fully and deeply. And then exhale, let's release those shoulders, bringing the palms together at the heart center. Now we're going to scoot back about midway in the chair, and we're going to do some lateral movements. So left hand is down by the side. Inhale the right arm up, and then exhale over, reaching over to the other side of the room. Inhaling back up. Hand comes down, inhale, other arm up, and exhale, reaching to the other side of the room. And coming back up. Inhale, and exhale. And down, inhale, and exhale. 3 more. And over. And over. 2 more on each side, inhaling up. And last one, maybe hold it a little bit longer. Feel that stretch, ooh la la. Inhale back up, and then over, stretching a little bit deeper. And then inhale back up. Bringing the palms together, extending forward, flipping the palms, and that full body stretch, pressing the feet into the floor. And breathe. And then exhale, releasing those hands down. Now we're going to do our forward fold. So if you're standing and you want to do a forward fold, you can either do it facing the chair or make sure you have a knee bend. You don't want to be rounding the back in any way. And what we're going to be doing is lengthening from the tailbone up through the crown of the head, keeping the spine in a line. We're not rounding the spine. So let's inhale the arms up. Exhale, the palms come right to those little hip creases. Inhale, lengthen. On the exhale, the fingers are coming across the top of the thighs. We're hinging from the hips and we're just moving forward with the spine in a straight line. And then exhale, coming back up. Once again, inhale the arms up. Exhale, palms to the hip creases. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, coming forward from the hip creases. Coming back up. And then inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale, palms to the hip creases. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, coming forward. And then inhale, coming back up. Hands come back to those hip creases. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Maybe you go a little bit further, but not at the expense of the spine. And then coming back up, and we'll do one more. Inhaling up. Exhale, hands to the hip creases. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, forward fold. And then inhale, coming back up. So we've got a summer contentment theme going on here. So this weekend, we're going to be looking at a strawberry moon. So I thought we'd do the moon salutation seated. So if you recall, we're going to be seated in the chair, keeping our feet about hip distance apart. Palms come together at the heart center. We're going to inhale the arms up and overhead. Exhale over to the right for our crescent moon. Inhale back up. Exhale again, crescent moon. Release the hands down, step the feet wide. We're coming up into star, to goddess, to star. Right hand is coming to the left, or the left hand is coming to the right knee. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale over. And then we're coming back into our star, to goddess, to star. Now we're taking that right hand over to the left knee. Inhale up and exhale over. Coming back to star, to goddess, to star. Release the hands down, step the feet in, palms together at the heart center. Inhale, this time we exhale over to the left. Inhale back to center. And exhale over to the right. Back to center. And then pause and breathe. We'll gather our sense of contentment, and then we'll take another round. So here we go again. Inhale the arms up. Exhale over to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale back to center. Release the hands down. Step the feet wide. Arms into star. To goddess. To star. Left hand to right knee. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, over. Back to star. To goddess. To star. Right hand to left knee. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, over. And once again, back to star, to goddess, and to star. Release the hands down, step the feet together, palms back at the heart center. Inhale up, exhale to the left, inhale back to center, and exhale to the right. And then coming back to center, pause and breathe. Everybody's starting to look like professional moon goddesses in this sequence. You look really good. So do we have it in us to do one more of those sequences, or we want to move on? Okay, looks like it's good to go. Here we go. Inhaling up. Exhale to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale back to center. Hands come down as the feet step wide. Coming into our star, to goddess, to star. Left hand to right knee, inhale, right arm up, and then exhale over. Then coming back to star, to goddess, to star. Now it's right hand to left knee, inhale up, and exhale over. And back to star, to goddess, to star. Release the hands down, step the feet in, palms together at the heart center. Inhaling up, over to the left this time on the exhale, back to center, and over to the right, and back to center. Palms at the heart center, pause and breathe. So let's release the hands down. We're going to start to move into our leg movements. We're going to start with the knees, and we're just gently going to kick that right leg straight and bend. So again, the purpose here is just to lubricate the knee joint, if you will. Very gentle movements. You should not feel any pain. You may hear a little snap, crackle, pop. And then release that movement on the right foot and take it over onto the left. Again, gentle kicking, bending and straightening, I guess. Not really kicking, you're just bending and straightening. Although there may be a kick to it. And then we're going to pause that movement. We're going to take our hand on the right knee and we're going to take our little knee circles. So maybe start with some gentle small circles. Maybe make it bigger. Notice how it feels in the hip as you take that movement. And as you've taken it around a few times, then we're going to reverse it. Taking it in the opposite direction. Again, maybe starting with the small and then making those circles a little bit bigger. Notice if one direction feels differently on the hip than the other. And then pause that movement. Then we're going to come over to the other side. Same idea, small circles to start. Note which direction you're going as you expand those circles. And then we're going to pause and take it in the opposite direction. And then we're going to pause the movement of the knee. Now we're going to hip hinge, so we're going to take the hand on the right knee again, lifting the leg. We're going to open up that leg so that you're feeling it again in the hip joint, and then we're going to bring it in. Opening wide, or as wide as is comfortable, and bring it in, out, and in, out, and in, and two more, out, and in, and last one. Out and in. Release that foot down. Bring the other leg up, taking it out and in, out and in, out and in, out and in. And last one, out and in. Let's march that out a little bit. And then we're going to extend the right leg long again. We're going to point the toe and flex, point and flex, point and flex, point and flex, and then circle the ankle in one direction and then the other direction. Then release the foot down. Let's take it out again with the other foot, pointing the toes and flexing. Point and flex, point and flex, point and flex, point and flex, and then circle in one direction and then the other direction. And then release. Now just for giggles and grins, let's bring both legs up. Let's point and flex, point and flex, point and flex, and then circle the ankles in one direction and then the other direction. And then we're going to release the feet back down, coming forward on the chair. We're going to step the feet wide, hinging from the hips. We're going to do our little pelvic circles. So nice big circles again. The movements originating from the hips, not the spine. And then when you come around to the center, pause, and then take it in the opposite direction. And then come back to center. Come back to the seated position, draw the legs in. We're going to give ourselves a hug, press the feet in and come up to standing. our feet acclimated to our new sense of space, coming up on the toes, back on the heels, lifting the toes. And again, just some gentle movements, allowing the feet to get connected to our whole body being over the feet this time. Taking it a few more times. And then we're going to pause and march it out. And we're going to play a little bit with some opposite movements. So what we're going to do is we're going to step the right leg back, and then we're going to step and lift the opposite arm. Holding onto the chair, maybe we bring that right leg off the floor a little bit. Just notice how that feels. So we got a little bit of a balance and a little bit of a cross movement here. And then release the foot back down, bring the arm down. Taking the opposite hand now on the chair, stepping the other leg back, toes are on the ground. Then we're going to bring the opposite arm up. Maybe we lift the toes from the ground. Then release the foot back down, release the arm down. Let's take it again. Opposite arm, opposite leg, steps back. Once you feel solid, you can lift that leg that's extended back. Notice where you're feeling the lift. You may feel it in the belly, you may feel it in the hip, maybe both places. Release the foot back, hand comes back down, and once again, taking the foot back, the opposite arm up, and then maybe lifting the foot a little bit away from the floor. And then releasing the foot back and the hand back to the chair. So we took the leg back in a balance. Let's take it out to the side. We're going to take that same the right leg out to the side, and then we're going to bring it back behind us, out to the side and in front. And maybe we hold the other arm up as we do this. And just notice how that feels. So we're doing a dynamic balance as we move one of the legs. And then release that foot back down, the hand comes back down. Bring the opposite arm up, take the opposite leg out to the side, then back behind, to the side and in front. And just create that movement a few times. Behind, side, and front, to side and back. And again, just notice whether your sense of balance feels different in this kind of a movement. And then release the foot down, release the hand down. Let's do our little coat sleeves. We've been working those hips. So just allow everything to loosen up. And then I thought we'd do some standing moon salutations. Notice as we do this, how different it feels doing it standing versus doing it in the chair. So let's start with the palms together. Inhale the arms up and overhead. Exhale over to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale over to the left. Inhale back to center. Release the hands down. Let's step those feet wide. Toes are pointed out a little bit. Let's do our little knee bends, making sure that we're feeling comfortable with bending the knees so we can come into our goddess squat. We're coming into star. Hands into goddess hands or cactus hands, and now we're coming down into our squat, feeling it in the thighs, and then coming back up. Right hand is down by the thigh, left hand comes up and over. And then we're coming back to star, into our goddess squat, back to star, left hand to the side, right hand up, exhale over. And coming back to star, to goddess, back to star. Release the hands down, step the feet together, palms at the heart center. Inhale up, exhale over to the left, back to center, exhale over to the right. Back to center, pause and breathe. Notice the sensations in the body. We're going to take one more round of this. And then here we go. Inhale the arms up. Exhale over to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale over to the left. Inhale back to center. Release the hands down. Step the feet wide with the toes pointed out. Make sure you've got flexibility in your knees here. Inhale the arms into star. Then down into goddess. Back up to star. Right hand to right thigh. Inhale, left arm up and over. And then coming back to star. Back into goddess. And back to star. Left hand to left thigh. Inhale, right arm up and exhale over. And coming back to star. To goddess. To star. Release the hands down. Step the feet together. Palms at the heart center. Inhale up. Exhale to the left this time. Inhale to center and exhale to the right. And then pause with the hands back at the heart center and breathe. So now we're going to take another pose, which is a balancing pose. It's called palm tree. And it's going to be, it's similar to what we do with tree. We want to have one foot or leg closest to the chair. The difference is we're going to come up on our toes. So we're on the balls of the feet, and then we're just going to hold onto the chair as we lift one foot up in front of us. The other foot is still on the toes. Now, if that doesn't feel comfortable in your foot, feel free to take it with like a flamenco pose instead. So your choice. If you want to stay on the toes, that's fine. And then normally, if this balance is doable, both hands come out in front. For me, I have to hold onto the chair. I can only do one on my toes. And then release that foot down. Let's march it out. And then we're going to take it again. So this time it's my left leg that's going to be the balancing leg, coming up on both toes, balancing on the left leg with the being on the toes. I'm lifting the right leg, and maybe both hands come forward, maybe they don't. I'm going to be safe keeping one hand on the thing. This is hard for me. And then release the foot back down, and let's march it out. Okay, so now we're going to turn and face the chair, and we're going to walk backwards, stretching out the back of the body, releasing any areas that feel tight. Maybe you're bending the knees, maybe you're pedaling the feet. Sometimes that feels good on the low back in particular, and the hamstrings. And then whenever you feel like you've had enough of a stretch, you're going to walk back towards the back of the chair. And now, as I said, for our sense of joy, which is a byproduct of contentment, I picked Pharrell Williams Happy song. And I do have choreography that goes with this, but when this song first came out, I don't know whether you saw all of the multiple songs on the internet. I just loved everyone doing their own interpretation. So what I'm going to offer to you is you move how you want to this dance. Now for me, I like to do it standing, and I like to dance around standing. So if you want to stand, you can. If you want to do it in the chair, you can. You know, the symbol I use for happy is kind of bringing the arms up And then there's some movements about getting down. But again, do it however feels good for you. This is our opportunity to express our joy. So here we go.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon, never go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy all alone, if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy all alone, if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy all alone, if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy all alone, if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news, talking this and that. Because I'm happy all alone, if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy all alone, if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy all alone, if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy all alone, if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can't know you. Bring me down. Lost too high, bring me down, can't run, bring me down, I said, bring me down, can't run, bring me down, lost too high, bring me down, can't run, bring me down, I said, cause I'm happy all alone, if you feel like a room without a roof. Cause I'm happy all alone, if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy all alone, if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy all alone, if you feel like that's what you want to do. Because I'm happy all alone, if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy all alone, if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy all alone, if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy all alone, if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can't know you. Bring me down, lost too high. Bring me down, can't know you. Bring me down, I said, cause I'm happy all alone, if you feel like a room without a roof. Cause I'm happy all alone, if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy all alone, if you know what happiness is to you. All alone, if you feel like that's what you want to do. Because I'm happy all alone, if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy all alone, if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy all alone, if you know what happiness is to you. All alone, if you feel like that's what you want to do.
Happy. So gently come back into your chair, catch your breath. Perhaps bringing our hand together in that mudra of contentment. Fingertips are touching. You're making like a little globe in your hand. Thumbs are pointed towards the ceiling. Wrists are resting on the belly. And just tune into your breath. It's probably a little rapid right now. Finding the breath. Noticing the speed and the pace of the breath. It may be different than what we normally feel at this time of day. Then as you feel ready, I invite you to either bring your hands to your heart or your palms in front of you. I honor the place in which the entire universe dwells within you. I honor the place of love, wisdom, peace, and integrity. When you are in that place in you and I am in that place in me, we are one. The light in me honors the light in each and every one of you. Thank you so very much for being part of our contentment and joy exercise today. And I am going to pause the recording